Hello everyone, this is a compilation of how to paint Dante. We will start our journey today from the deepest part of the model since we don't want to overpaint something by mistake. 2 thin layers of Bugman's glue would be enough to prepare for the skin. Afterwards, we will proceed with another 2 thin layers of Cadian flesh tone as the epidermis. Making a 1-to-1 mix of Cadian flesh tone and chisel of flesh, we will start highlighting the areas above the chest. There is no need to highlight the neck as it will be shaded. Following up the last step, we will add details with pure chisel of flesh on the skin. The shirt will be painted with German grey. Be careful around the edges as not to paint over the skin. We will make a 1-to-2 Leviathan blue with null oil mix and layer the grey shirt. As the contrast is dark itself, you may not see the difference in the beginning. However, it will be visible once it dries. Using a small dry brush loaded with dark Ripper, we will go heavily over the shirt. Subsequently, we load the same brush with Thunderhawk blue and go lightly over the same area. Now it is time for the cape. We will base the entirety of it with corn red. Once we are sure that the red is fully dried, we will shade the cape with Agrax Earth Shade. Do not allow it to pull too much in the recesses of the upper parts. After the shade has fully dried, we will go over the raised and most flat areas with another layer of corn red. Using a 1-to-1 mix of corn red and Evil Sun's scarlet, we will highlight all the areas we painted in the previous step. Finally, with pure Evil Sun's scarlet, we will edge highlight as well as add details to the most raised areas of the cape. In order to paint the holster belts, we will use Rhinox hide. In some games the belts are also red, so if you want them like that you can skip this step. With Iron Hand Steel, we will paint the sword holder on Dante's back. After that, we are going to shade the part with null oil. As the null oil dries, we can highlight the bitter level belts. For that, we need Doom Bull Brown. To finish the cape, we will once again use Iron Hand Steel to add details to the sword holder. Moving now to the head, we will paint the face with Bugman's Glow. We will jump for a moment to the hair, on which we will apply Grey Seer. Now that we can see the hair clearly, we will go back to the face and apply 2 thin layers of Cadian flesh tone. Having reached a nice checkpoint to the face, we will return to finish the hair. In order to shade them nicely, we will use Apothecary White. With the use of the belly of a small brush, we will reapply Grey Seer to the most raised areas of the hair. Finally, we will add details of Ulthuan Grey to the most raised areas and we are done with the hair. The eye scleras will be painted with Corax White. For this model, I will not paint the eyes. Feel free to paint them if you want or leave them like this. Using the Cadian Kislev mix we made earlier, it's 1-to-1 for those who don't remember, we will start highlighting Dante's face. Target the cheekbones and nose bridge. Afterwards, with pure Kislev flesh, we will add details to the highlighted areas. Using grey cere and the smallest brush you have, we are going to paint the short trimmed beard that Dante has in the last game. Using only the tip of the brush and fast movements, we will stipple around the lower part of the face. The final step for the head is painting the lips with a 1-to-1 mix of Cadian flesh tone and Bagman's glow. We will start our journey from the boots. Let's cover both of them with Rhinox hide. To proceed, we need to paint all straps with German grey. 2 thin coats will suffice. All metallic parts like the buckles and torques will be painted with iron hand steel. Clean up any mistakes that happen during this step. Everything is now set for shading our piece. We will apply Nuln oil to the entirety of the pieces. Going back to the metallic part, we will add details of iron hand steel. With the boots over, we will now proceed to the legs. Cover the entire piece with black Templar. Using a small dry brush and loading it with dark Reaper, we will heavily dry brush the legs in order to get all the details. Subsequently, using the same dry brush and reloading it with Thunderhawk Blue, we will go lightly over the same areas as before. Afterwards, we will take a bit of Rune Lord brush and paint the belt buckle. If you like this paint scheme for clothes, there is another video you can use it in the upper corner of your screen. We will follow the previous step with Rhinox hide over the belt itself. Once we finish the belt and it dries fully, we will proceed to shade the piece with Nuln oil. With the shade fully dried, we will start doing highlights, starting from the belt with Doombull Brown. Then we will add some details of Canotech alloy to the belt buckle and we're done. We will start from the hands and base all skin with Bagman's glow. Afterwards, we will cover all painted skin with Cadian flesh tone. Making a 1-to-1 mix of Cadian flesh tone and Kislev flesh, it is time to start highlighting the skin. Carefully as not to paint over the finished areas, we will use grey cere in order to paint the bandages which protrude from the gloves. With Kislev flesh, we will add details to the skin. It is time to paint the gloves now. We will do this using Rhinox hide. As the area is small and we have already painted around, take your time in order to avoid any mistakes. Once the Rhinox dries, we will shade the gloves with Nuln oil. Shade the bandage as well. On the arm which does not hold the Rebellion, with Leviathan Blue, we will paint the small area that is an extension of the shirt. Finally, we are going to make a 1-to-1 mix of Bagman's glow and Cadian flesh dough and paint the nails on both hands. With the hands done, we will now move to the rebellion. Let's paint the blade with iron hand steel. For the handle, as well as the skeletal part, we will use 2 layers of Rune Lord brass. In case you overpaint on the blade, fix it with iron hand steel. Now that the sword has its base colors done, we will shade it using Nuln Oil. Allow it to pool in the recesses, but not excessively. Going back to the blade to highlight it, we will use iron hand steel again and highlight the edges and the center of the sword, since those are the 2 places the light will hit directly. A second highlight will be done over some of the highlights we just did. This time, we will use Stormhost Silver and target mainly the middle part of the highlights. Returning to the skeletal effigy and the handle, and reusing Runelord brass, we will highlight the raised areas. Do be careful not to paint in the recesses. Afterwards, with Canoptech alloy, we are going to add details over the brass on all raised areas and all flat areas that the light will hit. The result should look like this. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. All colors used in this video are on your screen now. I was MiniatureUrsus. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.